Hello, students. Wish you a wonderful day. Today, we are going to learn how to draft letter to the editor. See, students, writing effective letters is an art that everyone can master with practice. Nowadays, although telephone, fax, email have replaced personal informal letters, formal letters are still in use. Commerce, trade, official correspondence, public representation, complaints, and other dealings. Transitions and communication with people are still conducted through letters. Therefore, one must cultivate the art and skill of letter writing. Different kind of letters follow different conventions. Every letter is written according to a plan, which is also called the layout of the letter. There are two types of letter. They are basically categorized in two types: formal, informal. See, formal letters we write to editor, government organizations, municipal corporations, official business letters to other officials, business partners, customers, colleagues, or acquaintances. And informal letters are personal letters to friends, relatives, near ones. After understanding the difference between formal and informal letter, we have to understand the purposes of writing formal letters, why these formal letters are written. The main purpose of writing a formal letter are to voice your opinion in case of letter to editor, to get your problems addressed, to inform the concerned authorities, to complain about or against someone. Many complaints are validated by recording the facts in letters. To replace an or to place an order, seek information, inquire, send reply, and sell products are the basic purposes of writing formal letters. Well, students, in this module, we will learn how to draft letters to editor and we'll also attempt some practice questions. So, let's begin. Letter to editor. Letters to editor of a newspaper or magazine are formal letters, usually written on a topic of general concern. Such letters voice the opinion of people and provide them a platform to express their agreement, disagreement, or reaction to the news and views contained in the newspaper. These letters can also raise issues of social, political, economic interest and generally center around public reactions. They provide a forum to the readers to express their strong feelings, reactions to local, national, and international issues. Well, before we start actually drafting a letter to editor, let's keep few things in mind. An individual should keep the following points in his her mind while writing a letter to editor. What are those points? The language of the letter should be polite, right? The language should be very polite. It should start by describing the purpose of writing. You should not miss on this. You might begin with a reference to recent developments, new events, etc. And after this, you got to establish a context for writing. You cannot just go on writing anything. You have to establish first context. You have to understand what you are writing about and briefly describe about what you want to convey through letter. You have to briefly have 150 words, and in these 150 words, you have to write about your topic, give details, its causes, effects, and possible solution as well. There's an example given here, like the problem of beggary. If you're writing about beggary, you have to write about its causes, effects, and possible solution also in your letter in those 150 words only. If you're writing about a problem in your area, briefly give its details and seek or suggest a solution. And how you will conclude with a hope, appeal, suggestion as required. And then do not ask editor to solve your problem. He or she can only give voice to your opinion, views, and suggestions. And this is very, very crucial point which I want to talk about. See, students, we often see in your letters what you do. You actually asking editor to sort out, like, fix your what there's no water supply in your area. You want editor to fix the problem, or your goods, you have been cheated by an agency or someone. You want your editor to do something about it, and there is a spread of some disease in your area, or you want editor to do something about it. But let me tell you, editor is not the authority to do anything about it. Editor can just highlight the issue, and that is the purpose of your letter. You want to bring it to the attention of concerned authorities who will take action and do the needful. And last not the least, do not forget to divide your letter in paragraphs. That's very crucial. You must divide your letter in paragraphs. You should divide it into introductory information paragraph and complementary paragraph. And the main purpose of doing is, this is like to give beautification of what you are actually writing, and it actually brings more clarity to your letter. Now have a look at the format of the letter. What do we have here? We have, right at the top of your left side, that's your sender's address. Then we have date, we have receiver's designation and address. Then we have subject, salutation, body, neatly divided into three paragraphs. Then we have signature, a complimentary close, that means yours truly, then your name, and enclosures. What do you mean by enclosures? Are some kind of photographs of facts which can act weightage to your letter. And it's not necessary that if you're writing a letter to editor, you have to send some enclosure. This is only when it's applicable. And students, have a quick look at this letter also. See how lines have been left in between. After receiver's address, again a line is left, and then after date also. And sorry, sender's address, there is a line, then date, then again a line, then receiver's address is neat line is there, and which actually separates subject from salutation. In between there is also line. And just check out, after each paragraph, lines are left to add neatness to the content. See, students, after this sender's address, how date is written in the pattern of day, month, and year. And then we have receiver's address, where the person who we are addressing this letter to, the editor, which is written there, and after that, name of publication, and then address. And you'll see there is no line left in between. Now you can see the subject written very clearly. See, it's just couple of words. It's just 4 or 5 words. It need not to be very lengthy. It should be very precise. Now you can see very clearly salutation, and then your body of letter divided into 3 neat paragraphs. Here we can see complimentary close, yours truly, and see how the reader has written name and sign. And then there is, he has written his designation also. That is only required when you are holding some position of importance. See, enclosures, you can write enclosures if only you are sending some photographs or any other proof, which is only like applicable. If applicable, they can be sent if they are applicable. Otherwise, this is the format of your letter. Let's start practice.